I got a notification that came in on YouTube, and I thought I wanted to do a video on this. I think it would bring out a lot of purpose in our business and why I do my business the way I do it. But the notification came back and it says, I've seen a lot of your videos and like them, but you have to stop pushing St. Kitts. It's way too obvious that you make your money off St. Kitts deals. Well, we deal with over 100 different countries in the world. We don't just deal with St. Kitts, but I do talk about St. Kitts a lot because it is the golden standard of how residency and citizenship programs should be run. And if you notice, I don't live in Panama, I live in St. Kitts. Why do I live in St. Kitts? Because of just the gold standard that St. Kitts offers. Now, St. Kitts is not a perfect country. I've done negative videos. If you go back to some of my videos, I would say probably 90% of my videos, 95% are positive on St. Kitts. But I've got negative videos that I've put on St. Kitts too. I bring out the positives and the negatives. But typically what happens is when I do a video on a country, if it's Turkey or whatever country it is, what I'll do at the end, I'll take St. Kitts and I do an apples for apples comparison. And this could be what you're talking about. And one of the reasons I do it, St. Kitts checks all the boxes, okay? That's why I'm here. I'm not in Panama, I'm in St. Kitts, okay? I'm here because it checks all the boxes. Now, I had a guy that we did a consultation on not too long ago, and he ended up, I told him not to get Dominica, okay? He insisted he wanted to go on it. It was a little bit cheaper than St. Kitts. But I went through all the reasons, which I've done on other videos, why not to do it. And, he ended up getting Dominica citizenship, and you see what happened with Dominica's visa-free travel to the UK. In fact, I would rather lose visa-free status to the Schengen countries than I would the UK, because UK, I go through there all the time. Now, I'm going to hear some people say, well, Tom, St. Kitts will be next. This is the type of stuff I get. Well, St. Kitts could be next. I mean, I can't make the cards on that, but I will tell you this. If you'll notice that when all this stuff, when they had this meeting about all these different, which I'm going to do a YouTube video on, they came out on all these changes that the citizenship by investment countries are going to have to come out with. And it was a meeting with the changes that the UK, Europe, and the US want to see in changes where they're not going to have people slipping through there to getting passports. They've had visas canceled in the UK and other places. St. Kitts was the first one to jump up and double their price. That was part of the requirement, okay? That plus there are other things too. And you notice that St. Kitts doesn't want to lose their visa-free status. What do the other fast-track programs do? They're still kind of hanging in there. They hadn't done these changes yet. They're probably going to be in the midst of doing them. You're probably going to see their prices double because that's one of the requirements. They're going to have to go up on their cost, okay? Now, but that's good. That's not bad, because why get a passport in St. Kitts and then see them lose all this visa-free travel? The locals don't want to see that. They went nuts when they lost the visa-free status to Canada, which they've gotten back for a lot of people, by the way, too, to not 100%. We did a video on that, too. There are requirements, but you can still be, have citizenship here and still have visa-free travel to Canada now. But again, there's stipulations on that. Now, I did a video on that. You can look at the other video I did on that. But this is the key thing I tell people, okay? By the way, too, I'm riding my bike, so if you see me huffing and puffing, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone here. So, but the thing you want to look at is the facts that I bring out here. This is what you want to look at when you're looking for a country, okay? And this is why I bring St. Kitts out. Because if you don't do this, I think what's going to happen, you're going to look down the road and you're going to get pissed off with yourself for not looking at these things ahead of time. And that's why I bring St. Kitts out. When I do a comparison with Turkey or all these other countries, you want to look at this and you want your country, whatever country you pick, you want it to be this. Now, will it be St. Kitts in 6 months or a year? I don't know. If it is, if it's a different country, then I'll be pushing those more, okay, and talking about those countries more. Yeah, I see these guys, and I did a video just yesterday about these guys pushing countries that have high taxes, about moving these countries. And a lot of these people that look at our videos, they're libertarians, they hate high income taxes, and then they just jump from one fire to another. They leave the U.S. and they move to Mexico. What a dumb thing to do. If you've got a lot of assets, that's the dumbest thing you can do. Just jump from one fire to the other. There's so many places out there you can pick. And St. Kitts is one of them. I've mentioned it before because it checks all the boxes. Now, if you can find a country that has all these benefits, I'm going to show you. I'll save you some time because I don't think you're going to find it. Okay, we're searching consistently, but these are the things that you want to be looking for, okay? That's why I try to educate people on this, because I hadn't found any other countries. If you can find a country, send it to me in the notification. A country that has all these benefits, okay? And this is the things I look for, and maybe you look for something different, okay? Maybe our goals are different. I don't understand why people love socialism, okay? But there are people in the U.S. that love it. They gravitated to it. Half the country now, I mean, look at all the people that are voting Democratic they got the most liberal government in the U.S. they've ever had, but half the people in the U.S. vote that way, okay? And there were more than half that voted from the last election that voted liberal. So a lot of people, of course, most people in the U.S. don't pay an income tax anyway, so it doesn't bother them. But the point I'm trying to make is if you want to look for a country that has all these benefits, then you ought to use St. Kitts as the golden standard and then see if you can find something or another country that has these benefits. But this is what you should be looking for, things I look for anyway. You want to be looking for a country, like I said, that has a lot of visa-free travel. St. Kitts has 162 visa-free or visa-free arrival countries and territories. If you think I'm peddling it because I live here, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, I came here because they have these benefits, okay? It has nothing to do with me. If I was retired, okay, I would still be here, okay? And it doesn't mean I'm not going to travel and go to other places and stuff like that, but they have all the things that I check off. And this is, if you're a conservative person and you want to avoid high taxes and the other benefits, this is what you want to be looking for. But this is what you need to look for, okay? See if you can find a country that has 162 visa-free or visa-free arrival countries and territories that's English-speaking, that has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, almost no property tax. The property tax in St. Kitts is 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US exclusion before that 0.20% kicks in. That's virtually zero. If you compare it with New Jersey, it's about 12 times just in the property tax alone in New Jersey versus St. Kitts, okay? But these are things that you want to be looking for. There's no military requirements. You're looking at health care is free in the hospital in St. Kitts if you're 62 years old and older. You don't even have that alone in the United States, okay? You're looking at free dental care after age 60 if you're a citizen in St. Kitts in the government medical clinics. You're looking at 100% perfect weather all year round. If you've never been to the Leeward Island chain of countries, you really should take a trip. We're talking about, this is where the American Virgin Islands are, St. Kitts. You're looking at Antigua, places like St. Bart's, the two St. Martins. This is the area, I think, to me, it's the prettiest place of the Caribbean. The weather is the best of any the place in the Caribbean. You don't have the heat. So even if the U.S. could change their whole system with the tax issues, the other things that I've told you about, because the U.S. could make changes, but you'll never see it happen. You can't bring the Caribbean weather to Montana, okay? You can't bring it to places like South and North Dakota, okay? If you like warm weather, St. Kitts is a place to be. Okay, it's got the most perfect weather all year round. You can get the passport. You're looking at 4 to 8 months. Now, I mentioned the other day that that St. Kitts has eliminated the fast track. We're talking about 45 to 60 days. That ended. Okay, and probably a good thing they did that, because usually people that are trying to get a passport that quick, there's a reason they've got a problem. And if they've got a legal problem, St. Kitts now doesn't want them. So by eliminating that, I had very few people that wanted that anyway, because it was very expensive. You had to pay thousands of dollars extra to get the passport, and just a few months sooner, I didn't really see that was, if anything, it was hurting the country, because usually people that want a passport that quick, they got something there probably hiding behind closed doors. So it's probably a good thing they eliminated that option anyway. But you can get the passport in 4 to 8 months. How many places in the world can you do that? Try to do it in places in Central America. Very difficult to get a passport in anywhere near a reasonable time period, and you'll never get it in the time period the government of the statutory period that they say that you can get it, like Paraguay, Panama, Belize. They're all way off track, nowhere close to the time period that you're going to get the passport. But if you want a passport quick, it checks all the boxes. You can get it really, really quick in St. Kitts. You're looking at dual citizenship. Okay, I've mentioned to people, this is the most important thing you need to look at. Taxes is nice, but I'll tell you something, when a country tells you, like Singapore, Japan, China, India, there's tons of countries that do not allow dual citizenship. That's telling you one thing, that there's a lack of freedom in that country. Okay? I would steer away from any country, regardless of tax issues. I would put dual citizenship on top. That would be number one. As much as I hate high taxes, dual citizenship tells you if someone's trying to control you. Okay? What good is it if you're in Singapore and you got a territorial tax system, but then they don't allow you to have dual citizenship? So you got a problem there in Singapore. What do? You know, they can cancel your passport. You can't travel. Okay, and you just don't have that freedom. Okay, and UAE is another good example. I saw a passport program that came out that put the UAE passport number 1, and then the guy put after that, he put that UAE allows dual citizenship. I'm thinking, where in the hell is this guy getting this? The only people that qualify for dual citizenship in the UAE are people where the crown prince or someone that's way up picks the phone up and calls you because you're Roger Federer. Okay? What are the percentages of people, or some extraordinary scientist or doctor that does something unique that nobody else does? And they invite this guy over, and they allow him to have another passport, UAE passport, but you don't call them, they call you, okay? So that, to me, that's not a good passport, because 99.999% of the people are not allowed dual citizenship. And if you do get the passport, you're going to have to relinquish your other passports, and almost in every case, other than that example I gave you, and it's going to take you 30 years before you can apply for the passport. And then on top of that, you're going to have to learn Arabic, okay? And after 30 years, there's no guarantee you're going to get the passport. You could just apply after 30 years, okay? So why would someone put that as the best passport on the very top? That guy's not doing his homework, I don't think, okay? And there are countries that don't, UAE is not the only country that doesn't have a personal income tax. And they got this corporate tax, and you can also be in the free zone. But there's so many things about the UAE. I wouldn't put that passport anywhere close to the top, just through the fact that almost no one will ever get dual citizenship there, okay? So these are some things that you need to be looking for. St. Kitts allows dual citizenship. This is what I like about this, and this is the standard you need to be looking for. Another thing I'd be looking for is Social Security taxes. If you set up a business here locally in St. Kitts, the owner of the business doesn't have to file Social Security. I'm talking about a local company. If it's an offshore business, you don't have to, you don't even have to pay for a business license if your business is outside of St. Kitts and it's an offshore company that's not a Nevis or a St. Kitts offshore company. So if you get a Belize company, you get Marshall Islands or Hong Kong company, whatever, then there's no Social Security that has to be filed for that, okay? We're talking about a local St. Kitts company, okay, is what we're talking about there. But they don't even make the owner file for Social Security like they do in Antigua. If you have your own business in Antigua, they require you to pay Social Security if you set up a business there. And I'm talking about for the owner, not for the employees. Both countries, St. Kitts and Antigua, if you have employees, you've got to pay Social Security for them, okay? So that's how that works. But one of the things I like too is not only getting the passport quick, but you can also get the passport without any residency requirements. Let me give you an example where that can really help you quite a bit. So many of these countries that you'll find out, what happens is you'll spend years and years and years trying to get a passport. And then what happens is when the time comes, when the government says you can apply and get the passport, it just doesn't materialize. This is where you see where the fast track program really comes into play. Because unless you've got some sort of criminal, like a civil or criminal issue, something like this, you're going to get the passport more than likely, okay? I've never seen an example where the passport was not granted, unless they had some sort of civil or criminal issue, and you need to bring that out up front when that happens. So why do I push St. Kitts? Take all these countries in the world that have that allow you to get a passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax, allows dual citizenship, English speaking, no military requirements. I mean, I can go on and on and on. 162 visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories. Find me another country. I've given you all the benefits. This is what I look for. Okay? Find me another country that fits every single one of those qualifications that I've just given you with the medical and health benefits that they give you as a citizen, either in the hospital or the dental medical clinics. I haven't seen any country, okay, except St. Kitts. And I haven't really seen any countries that come close. Now, is St. Kitts going to be like this forever? I don't know. 100 years from now, I'll be dead. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I take St. Kitts, I put it as the golden option when I do, and you're going to have to get used to that because most people think, well, Tom, what's another country that's more greener in the pasture than this one that you just did? That's why I show you St. Kitts, because that's what you should be comparing across the board, and this is why I bring this out to you each time I deal with a country, because people have a tendency to forget this, that, and this. This is why I try to go back through that over and over again when I do a country, because I want you to do a comparison. Take that country. I'm saving you a lot of time, man. I do a lot of research on this. I save people tons of time getting these countries, dissecting them, looking at their nationality laws, and trying to find all these little tweaks and things that can save you a ton of money and headaches when you travel to a country, okay? And I take the cream of the crop, which is St. Kitts. I take it, I dissect that country according to what St. Kitts offers, and then you can see all the negatives. It's like Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, you find out who's skinny dipping. This is how we do it, okay? I take St. Kitts, and it strips this other country, and you can see all the negatives there, okay? And that's why I do that. If you want to know more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out each day. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.